No, I did not fix my mic. There we go. All right. I knew that updates would come with raw performers. All right. We should hear everyone
Needs to.
now. There we go.
Shit,
Um,
Tweet needs to go.
hello. Welcome to the first of the last of Scion, Birth of the New Gods. I'm Simon at Wondering DM. I use he, him pronouns. And this, of course, is the 54th episode of Scion, Birth of the New Gods, but also the start of our last story arc, or season, if you want to call it. I am surrounded with wonderful players. I'll let them introduce themselves, and then we'll jump back into the action. So let's start with the person to my right on the overlay. We'll do bottom right first, and then top right. So we'll start with Lynn. Hi, Lynn. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. Let me make sure I am. There we go. Everything. I am also having slight technical difficulties. So there we go. I am everyone. I'm Lynn, Shive, and today I am playing Dihiga, daughter of Anari, she/her.
Next, we have Hawkeye.
Hello, everyone. I'm Hawkeye, or Kentucky Hawkeye, and I am playing Finbar Odupta, Scion of Alchema.
And up there on the overlay, last player for today, but certainly not the least, Renee.
Hi, I'm Renee Rhodes. I'm playing Morning, daughter of the Morrigan. I'm so happy to be here today. This is like I don't know if I expressed this. This is now the longest game I have ever played in my life.
For real.
Yeah. And also it's a weird emotional thing to like be facing the last arc with y'all.
Well, we'll make sure it is up to par.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. Have you seen this group of people?
Indeed. Speaking of this group of people, you have recently achieved something that very few demigods are able to do. You have defeated in single combat a Titan. Or the avatar of a Titan. We're not even talking a Titan spawn like good old Ulf was way back in our first season. No, this time you have fought off. It's gonna sound weird. You fought off Raijin in a parking lot, but that's pretty much what happened. And you defeated the Titan of Storms and Thunder. He was picked up by his brother, who whisked him back up to the overworld through what you've discovered are, fails in the divine net that is keeping you on Earth, keeping most of everything else in their respective overworlds. Your rivals had for a time tried to. They had their own ideas on how to fix things, their own agenda, though you discovered recently that their own agenda might not be that much of their own and more the agenda of a few titans that were on their side. And so after a grueling fight, you've decided, elected to move to a different bar to wind down, have a drink, and celebrate this new victory. And that's where we're going to start today.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and give Winnie a call. And just kind of give her an update on the situation, what just happened, because I'm sure she has questions, especially if she gets any news to her phone at all, since all of the news outlets are just exploding with stories about this fight.
Yeah, there was a they still don't know exactly what happened. Some news outlets are evidently trying to hide the truth, in the sense that no one would believe what actually happened. But the truth is slowly leaking out. You've got footage of people that were, across the street on the university campus who filmed with their phones the fact that there was a giant humanoid creature with floating drums that decided to attack, and people jumping in the air, and vines coming out of the ground. Clearly nothing natural. And then another like green person flew down from the heavens and grabbed the other one up, and yeah, it's hard to keep a lid on all of this.
Yeah. So I just, give her a quick call. Hey, just wanted to check in. Did you see me on TV?
I have it on at the moment, and you hear her like lower the volume in the background. I had an inkling that it was going to be you. I was kind of hoping it would be you. Otherwise, that would mean a lot of trouble for us here. But yeah, are you all right? Are the others all right?
Yeah, I think we're all fine. And even if we weren't, we've got D with us, so we'll be good. I just we're getting a drink, and I have someone I would love to introduce to you. So I wondered if maybe you'd want to meet up with us. I don't think we're going to be fighting any more Titans. But I also can't make any promises, so there is that.
Yeah. If you're far away from danger, I wouldn't mind coming out.
Yay!
Oh shit! Simon had a question. Simon knew that Winnie had a question. Give me a second.
Hate it when that happens.
I'm sure it'll come back to me. There was something I wanted to ask you. I just it popped out, but I'm glad to hear that you're safe. And
okay, yeah. Just text me if you remember what it was.
Yeah. Otherwise, where do I meet up with you guys?
Hey, what bar are we going to again?
I looked towards D since the only place I haunted was this one, figuring since she was a student on campus, she might know some of the better places that we could go to quietly. And look at it. And while we're thinking about it, you better call your mother.
Yeah.
As I send off a quick text message to Nama to let her know that we are all fine.
There's quite a few other places you can go depending on if you want to cross the river or not. Because D, you probably know like a dozen spots, even if just by name downtown.
Yeah.
You might not have frequented them, but
I guess D would want to have like one of those like something like kind of one of those darker, more like kind of secluded bars, like kind of like Wind Down.
Mm-hmm.
Like preferably one that has like that is like you have to walk kind of like down steps to get to, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, the sort of like basement place. There's one near the underground nightclub. So it's just off of downtown. On foot, it might take you all, I don't know, a half hour. Well, for a mortal, a half-hour walk. You have abilities that would let you get there in any amount of time that you wish that it would take. But yeah, it's roughly about like 2 miles out.
Okay, that's not too bad.
And so you give the address to Winnie. And she says, "Okay, I'll be there. You hear her move about the apartment, and she lowers her voice. And what do you want me to tell JD? Is he invited?
Hey, is JD invited?
Might as well. We might need his
Yeah,
assistance.
sure.
Yeah, no, JD can come. I mean, I don't know if he wants. If I mean, yeah, no, JD can come.
Okay, I'll wake him up.
Oh, you wake him up. Oh, he was sleeping.
I mean, it's gonna feel like I don't know how he's
Maybe
gonna
just
feel.
like leave him a note.
Well,
you
no,
know,
like I don't know how he's gonna feel. It's like, oh, all the gods had a meeting. Oh, we just kind of like didn't tell you.
Yeah, but like, what if? But he's sleeping. Like, what if he doesn't want to be woken up? I never want to be woken up when I'm sleeping. Maybe we just like shoot him a text. We've got JD's number, right?
Yes.
I'll text him when if he sees it and wakes up, great. And if not, then he'll see it when he does get up and meet us then.
Okay. All right. I'll
Okay.
I'll grab my things and I'll be right there. And she hangs up.
Okay, I'll send JD a text as well. Genuinely,
There's no reply.
that's fine. He's sleeping.
And you make your way to that little bar.
JD punched something once, and that's not as usually.
That was enough. That was all of the efforts he could muster. But yeah,
I don't know. When I take a nap, if someone wakes me up, I'm like so grumpy at them and about the whole situation. Like, I don't want to do that to someone else.
I mean, it's JD. He's liable to sleep through a Titan fight. That said, the place that you're going to called the Hidey Hole, like I said, about 2 miles out. It's open, of course, because of the time of day that you're that you find yourself at the moment. The thing is the bar is practically empty. Even walking downtown, you felt this sort of tension in the air. There's a certain degree of worry, fear. People are going where they need to go, but they're walking fast. They tend to, look ahead or look down. No one's meandering. No one's taking detour. No one's sightseeing. Even if you are farther away from danger, farther away from the fight, you can still hear in the distance the sirens of first responders and of police and the likes. There's barely any traffic downtown at the moment. It's just it feels like the calm before the storm, or perhaps the eye of the storm. It's
The eye of the
hard to
hurricane?
say, but yeah, the eye of the hurricane. It's definitely, it is not the vibe of downtown Niantic. That is for sure. And despite how long you've been living in the city or visiting, in the case of Finbar, or Morning, you can feel it. You can feel that everyone is scared. When you show up to the hidey hole, there's one other table. It's got 8 patrons.
I'm sorry, I just got to
Sitting
interject
around
real
it.
fast. I didn't react before, but the Hidey Hole is a great name for a bar. So, well done.
Thank you. But yeah, 8 people around a table, college age, probably. They look like early 20s, maybe. They are drunk.
Okay.
None of them are are on their phone or anything. They're probably completely oblivious to the news, to what just happened on the other side of town.
Excellent.
And the bartender behind the bar a 5 foot, maybe like 5'5", 5'6", man with a shaved head. He's got that little like goatee of like red brownish beard, kind of like mine but paler. Black t-shirt, black jeans. He's currently mopping the bar top. Looks at you, just gives you like a courteous nod and goes, "Hey, welcome. Take a seat. Whatever. Can I get you anything?" Kind of straight to the point. There are no menus hanging around him or anything. Behind him is just this, shelf with rows upon rows of various alcohol bottles.
Do you have Dr. Pepper?
I might. In the back,
I'll
I can
take
go
that.
check. Okay. Do you
I'll
want
take
anything?
a Guinness, or if you don't have that, whatever the closest thing to a stout that you have available.
Yeah, no, that we do. Anything for you, miss?
I'll have a dark and stormy.
He chuckles. All right. Coming right up. He motions to like the rest of the bar and was about to say something, but then just shakes his head and goes into the back.
Well, at least we shouldn't be bothered here.
Probably
We have
not.
most of this place all to ourselves.
And Finbar, if there's not a table big enough for all of us, he'll start pushing some tables together to make adequate sitting space for all of us. Since we're about 9? It'll be 10 counting Winnie.
Yeah. Currently, there's the
Yeah.
4 of you plus Dusk, Morgan, and Yoshi,
So that's 7. 8 counting Winnie.
who adds up.
9 if JD comes. I don't know if we want to like think ahead and have a chair for him so he doesn't feel super left out. We remember JD, right, y'all?
Yeah.
We always remember JD.
We'll have a chair at the end of the table for him.
Yeah, just to be considerate.
Yoshi just goes, you forgot to ask us what we wanted. What are we, just like cardboard cutouts or something?
Yeah,
We'll make sure you're taken care of when he comes with the other orders.
I mean, I'm almost starting to regret causing all that ruckus at the other bar. At least the staff over there were nice. They didn't forget us.
Yeah, but you really did summon a bunch of zombies there, huh?
That was his doing. And he
Yeah,
points to
I
Morgan.
think it was a collective effort given your like I don't want to take credit for everything that Kieran does, but if Kieran's doing it within my group, I kind of got to acknowledge that I have some fault for not reining him in. Saying all of this since Hannah's not here to even defend Kieran right now.
Yoshi just goes, yeah, responsibilities, blah, blah, blah. I got it.
Well, it shouldn't be too long. I think, as wrecked as the bar is, I think they should hopefully land on their feet, and hopefully it shouldn't be too long before we were able to go back there. But we have to make with what we have here, and this is quieted enough.
Yeah, he looks at the other table of the 8 drunk guy group. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna overhear or remember anything, so.
Probably not.
No, in any case, Kieran just goes, no one should eavesdrop on us. Setting down the boundaries and then, activating his gift so that none of you can actually be spied upon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When you sit down, it takes a few more minutes for the bartender to come up to your table, give you your drink, take the other's orders, leave. It's gonna take a while before Winnie gets here. So do you want to fast forward until everyone is here, or? All right, so it's just gonna
Till at
be.
least Winnie's here. I don't know if we can afford to wait for JD to wake
Yeah,
up.
no, let's not.
Yeah, he'll
So
just join. He'll join when he wakes up. We'll catch him up to speed.
Yeah.
eventually, Winnie arrives, dressed. She's got like this jeans, like jean jacket over a grayish tank top, blackish, like charcoal colored jeans, and like she's done some amount of makeup, but very very little. Like she probably got out the door almost immediately um, after you called her. She pauses after walking through the door when she sees who's around the table with you all.
I did forget to mention that, huh? It's
Yes.
okay. We stopped them. And they're willing to listen, right? I give a extremely side-eyed glare to Yoshi, who I
Who smiles and raises his beer bottle at Winnie.
mm-hmm.
She walks the rest of the way to the table, keeping an eye out on Yoshi, but from time to time, just darting back and forth between you, Morning, and Yoshi. And then we'll take a chair
So
next to you, but as far
I
away from
did
Yoshi as she can.
if he makes any moves, I will punch him again. I did already punch him once, but I will 100% punch him again. Harder. I promise.
Do you make that known?
I tell it to Winnie.
Okay.
Probably out loud, yeah. I've said I will not punch him unless he does some shit.
Yeah, no, you are true to your word.
Yeah. So he's safe right now. Oh, also, I do want to add really quickly that while I was waiting for Winnie to show up, I think I probably posted to the like Reddit, the subreddit for morning stream. I've never actually like come up with a handle for her, but I will during this game today. That's a promise now. So I post a morning stream subreddit and like fan community, like basically a solicitation for news clips and links to videos, especially ones where I look cool in this fight with Raijin.
There's already quite a few like threads that started of
Great.
like people asking
Excellent.
like, was it you? Was it you? What's going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah, then I'll like low key drop a confirmation in like the latest mega thread, you know, of all of those links. It'd be like, which ones are your favorite? Tell me the ones in which I look the coolest. And just like leave that as my confirmation.
Um,
I want edits for TikTok. I want YouTube compilations. I want commentary on Twitch later.
there's already a lot of like engagement.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yeah, you've turned a what is it? Almost like a disaster. Could have been a disaster into, an engagement factory.
Yeah. Also, I literally like do social media for my job. Why did I make a character that?
Uh huh.
All right. It's
Um,
fine. It's fine.
but yeah, you as you do your thing on the phone. Winnie is just going to ask, like, at the table in general, like, what exactly happened, and you can see that both Yoshi and Morgan are a little too shy to answer. Dusk hasn't made a single move or said anything since Winnie showed up.
I think so I want to have posted on the phone while waiting for Winnie to get here so that when she is here I can start the introductions. So like Winnie is asking what's going on, I'll be like, okay, we'll fill you in on everything. But I this is the person I wanted to introduce you to, Dusk. Dusk, this is Winnie. She's the friend I was talking about, who is the first person I met and has become, you know, the closest person I know here.
AKA feel bad for what you did, assholes. Ruined her house.
They did, yeah, they did do that, huh?
Hello, Dusk says to Winnie. Yes, Morning told me a lot about you. I've heard a lot about you. And you see there's a moment of hesitation before Dusk just blurts out, "You should be dead."
I'm sorry, that's I don't want to criticize. That's not like the greatest way to start in trying to like make a friend.
No, but I sorry. And Winnie, you see Winnie smiles a bit, um, and she just adds that Dusk is right. I'm going to paraphrase. Let's not have me talk to me for a bit.
Sure.
But Winnie will go on to explain that Dusk Dusk is technically right. I mean, you all know the story of Winnie,
Mm-hmm.
of Winona, and how, every time something happens and Winona dies and comes back. It's just strange. Winnie will tell you that there's not a lot of entities that can pick up on that. And clearly, Dusk is not someone from her pantheon. So, how does she know? And it'll be Dusk's turn to explain in not a lot of details. There's a lot of stammering, of pausing, and of long pauses and hesitation before she explains basically that she, kind of like Winnie, she is dead. She died a long time ago, and she sort of acts or acted as a liminal spirit, if you will. Basically, imagine if Dusk was kind of a equivalent to Karen, but for a different pantheon, a pantheon that actually
Interesting.
does not exist anymore. So she has this. Whereas you can smell the divine, she can smell the dead.
Oh.
But, Winnie will say that she's not angry or insulted at what Dusk said. It was a little sudden. But technically, she's right.
So Dusk is from my home, and I think she maybe fell in with the wrong friend group when she got here. Yes, Marning does say that out loud.
Mm-hmm.
And shoots a like targeted glance further down the table when she says it. But I think we have a lot in common, and I want to help her find a way to rest. That's
Winnie will just ask you to define rest. You mean like take some time off, right?
yeah, I think I'll let Dusk correct me if there's anything I'm missing. Like I just up and left. I just took some time off, and Dusk didn't get
Yeah.
that.
Dusk would like out of the system. Dusk would, she got out of the garden, partly because there are. So, whereas you are part of the Irish Pantheon, she's technically part of. Well, now she's part of yours, but she wasn't at the start. A little bit iffy, kind of a gray zone type of thing, hence why she was able to leave her post compared to you. Like, unlike you, Morning, who has some sort of agency, normally she wouldn't have had any agency. She would have been one of the many spirits that help out around the garden. So she got out, but like her let's call it ultimate goal, as she puts it, would be to completely like abandon that life and get to have full agency over what she wants to do. And we need to reply that, well, for something to happen, you would need to wield a lot of power. Not you, Dusk per se, but she turns to the three of you, well, four of you with Kieran. You kind of guess where I'm going for, right?
I think so.
We're gonna have a lot of power.
Yeah. The only way, basically, imagine, if you will, it's you entered a divine contract upon your death. You need someone to draft you a new one.
Okay, but
Basically,
Dusk,
she
I'm
needs
gonna
one of us to assume her mortgage, then, in a sense.
I can do that. I'm going to be a warrior queen. I'm gonna
Then if you are, you might be able to. Just I don't think you can at the moment. Not to belittle any of your abilities.
No, I know. I know what you mean. I know. But I will like reach towards Dusk and kind of like hit on the top of the table, like not touching her, but just like reaching towards her kind of thing and just be like, if you will be patient with me, please be patient with me. I'm going to be strong enough to do this for you.
I appreciate it. I mean, I think I also have all eternity before me, so I don't think time's a problem.
Yeah. Okay, then we'll figure this out.
And Winnie says,
Yay,
in the
friends!
meantime, if you want, I'll show you around this town. It's normally calm.
Oh, yes, I was telling her she needs to try Thai food at the least, but really I'd like to take her to some of our favorite places in general.
Sure.
Yay! Thank you. Thank you, Winnie. Thank you.
And them, and like she leans over to sort of have like a direct eye contact with Morgan and Yoshi. So what's up with them?
Oh,
You
I
might
have no interest in giving them a tour or inviting them to Thai food. Don't worry.
you might say with these other two, they've had their trip to the woodshed, shall we say? Only in this case, we cut the switch and they didn't.
And they have a chance to make things right.
And we trust them because
We're at the state of, as they say, trust but confirm. They're with us, but, and I look at them both, especially the longest at Professor Morgan. They are both on a very short leash.
so what happened at the Barrel and Oak? That was their doing?
I wouldn't say they're doing more. They've been getting faulty information.
And that's when Morgan would butt in and basically explain, or in the ways that only Morgan knows how to explain, so it sounds a little condescending.
Mm-hmm.
But he basically will recount sort of like the same thing that Yoshi and him had been telling you, last session, in regards to what happened to them and how they got to inadvertently, more or less, work for Raijin and perhaps further the goal of other Titans.
Mm-hmm.
He makes no mention of Nidogger. Doesn't seem like Morgan harbors any love for their late ally.
Damn.
And he doesn't hide any details. He recounts the same exact thing he told, him and Yoshi had told you last time, so that there's a
Mm-hmm.
problem with the net. They wanted to help humanity, and they were told basically, and I'm just recapping real quick for
Yeah.
people watching.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
they were told that the way to do so was that they needed divine energy, and the best way to do it was to forcefully harvest that energy out of existing scions. And that in the world, there weren't a lot of scions left. There's like, what, a dozen at most? And so they thought, it best to, capture them, kidnap them, and
Mm-hmm.
basically sacrifice them. And they used Naman to get to you, like as bait, basically. Since she doesn't have she has 1 ounce of divine power.
Yeah.
And that's not enough. But to them, they saw the sacrifice of, a dozen people as, necessary and fine for the
Mm-hmm.
survival of billions of humans. Except, yeah, they didn't know certain things about, the net having faults in it regardless. And the thing being a lot more complex than they thought it was. Winnie listens, nods. You can both, like the three of you can see on her face that some of that information doesn't appear to be new to her. Like it's, especially when they talk about like faults in the net and all that, she knows. But there are other things that she finds kind of surprising, like when they say that there's only a dozen Scion left. She tries to hide it, but you all know, Winnie, you've lived with her for a while. She did not enjoy learning that. And then when they talk about, sacrificing them and blah, 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 and, she has a demigod son living in her bathtub, so they would have probably at some point gotten to Choppa.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's certainly very enlightening, she says. So what's next for you? What happens now? I mean, we can't just wait it out. It doesn't seem like it's something
No.
that you wait out.
No, what we need to find if there's some other way to repair the net, or one thing we may need to determine is maybe the net is more of a hindrance than a help. We don't know at this point.
And where is the net? I mean, I can see, and Morgan again butts in and goes, we have to get to the underworld.
Any underworld in specifics, or just any of them? We've been to one before.
Well, you see the he looks to Yoshi. He goes, our, let's call him patron, wasn't very forthcoming with all of the information.
Understood.
We know it is in the underworld, but as far as I know, each one of you here has their own version of it. And I'm starting to think that they might either all be the same thing, or they're all connected in some way.
Quick meta moment here. When we were in the Gaelic underworld before, we had the frost giants or whatever their derivative.
The Jotuns from
And they were and it appeared the information we had that they were coming to the Gaelic from the Nordic.
Yes, because their underworld was destroyed.
Mhm.
Either destroyed or in the process of being destroyed.
So if they with them coming over in boats, so in theory we already know that there might be some interconnection of them because of that, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
But you did
Finbar
not
will-
see the you saw the net, but you didn't see the kind of like a rainbow. You never saw where it ended.
Mm-hmm. So we've already seen some of that interconnection when we were down there. We had people coming from one underworld to the other because theirs was being destroyed, and they were going from the north to the Gaelic. So there's evidently must be some interconnection. I don't know what's all sea-bearing, for lack of a better way of saying it, or if there's other passages besides that. But we do have a little corroboration about the interconnectedness between them all. Or at least we'll assume interconnection between some. We obviously can't. We can presume all, but we can't 100%
Mhm.
prove yet. So we prevented one group from taking over another there. Somehow I have a feeling that someone was behind wanting to destroy the entire underworld. From what they were doing, like maybe that was part of the overall goal. Whether that was a source to a way to get more essence or power that way in order to do what they wanted to do, or whether that was just a different step, a different cog in their plan. I don't have any clue right now.
Winnie continues. I would love to have anything to share with you, but at this junction, I think you know more than I on a lot of things. I will help though, however I can, just for sure.
I think Winnie, if Winnie has her hands anywhere, that Morning will like grab one of them, just kind of squeeze and be like, I really didn't invite you here to ask for your help, but it's appreciated. I just wanted to have a drink and introduce you to my new friend, singular. But thank you.
She chuckles a bit, and she's like, Eve, I wouldn't have thought, you know, that you would have invited me just to ask me for help or anything. I know you better than that. Morning, it's just I feel like this is a. Am I the only one that has this end of the world feel to it?
No, you're not the only one.
No.
And I look at, I'm going to presume, just for theatrical effect, that Professor Morgan is sitting straight across the table from me.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
going to look him in. I'm looking right, and I'm going to do something he's not going to expect. I'm going to look him right straight in the eyes and say, Henry, in your esoteric research, do you have anything else that corroborates any of this with the underworlds? Intentionally calling him by his first name and not by Professor Morgan.
Yeah, he's a little startled at that. Off the top of my head, Finbar, I couldn't say. Apocalyptic myths are aplenty. Everyone has their own version,
Mhm.
if not more than one version. There's always some underlying theme of rebirth somewhere at some point, but other than that, like I said earlier, I'll need some time. You see him fiddle with like the neck of his shirt nervously. Um, I I need to do some research.
That might be a good place for us to. That might be a good place for us to start because all of them deal with renewal, regeneration, reincarnation, resurrection. Any of those things, bringing something new out of them. I wonder if someone's trying to create their own apocalypse for just such an just for such for just such a thing.
Yoshi winces. At the same time, but unrelated. Winnie will interlace her fingers with Morning's. Unrelated to Yoshi wincing. It just happens at the same time. Two different things.
That's great. I love it.
Uh,
I also love Yoshi wincing, so it's fine.
yes, but he winces before saying, Ragin hasn't told us anything about end of the world. That wasn't the point. the goal was to not have an end of the world. Safeguard humanity.
Mhm.
We're not some sort of horsemen of the apocalypse here. None of us. Right? He looks to Dusk. She shrugs. The point is, we were supposed to help them. Motions to the other group of drunk students elsewhere, humans.
Mhm.
We're not. We didn't set out to destroy anything. And he'll repeat that a couple of times, like he's really trying to hammer home the fact that, it's not his fault.
Is he saying it to convince us, or is he trying to convince himself?
You know
By
what?
the way he's doing it.
Can you give me a composure and empathy check?
Oh, can I make one as well?
Oh yeah, anyone who
Composure.
hears him.
Ooh,
Oh,
nicely.
What do you get?
I'm looking
Oh,
at
it's all the way.
it's difficulty 3 basically.
I got 4 right there.
Okay.
None. Wow, that was so.
Oh wow, on 8 dice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lynn, what the hell?
You don't know.
But
Just
that
still a little ticked at him right now.
I'll give you a point of momentum for that. Finbar, though you pick up, it's not just he's saying it to convince, yes, in part himself, in a very small part, the rest of you, Winnie,
Okay.
who, wasn't there. The bigger part, though, he's trying to convince someone who might be listening in. You get the feeling that it's more of a, if I say it often enough, Dad will hear it. There's a heavy layer of wanting to be forgiven behind his words. To the point where he's not praying for forgiveness, but it could be akin to that. Except he's still not taking full responsibility. That said, we didn't have a way to get to the underworld yet. Raijin was supposed to help us out.
I see.
I'm not saying that what you did, screwed everything up. All right? Right? It's just that... And Professor Morgan finishes the sentence. Raijin was very cagey.
Okay, but we didn't mess anything up if we can still get to the underworld, right?
Yeah.
But you know of a place? You know of a way?
I am extremely powerful, I will have you know. Wink at Dusk across the way.
Morgan just, like, oblivious to your wink to Dust, just goes, you can swing a sword, that's not power.
I am the daughter of the Morgan. I am a demigod of death, of war. I can secure us passage to the underworld should we need it. But I'm gonna need to be shown some respect to make that happen. You don't want to be on my bad end, just like you wouldn't want to be on my sword's bad end.
Yoshi puts a hand on Professor Morgan's shoulder, and with the other just points at his nose. That is still like broken, bruised. The purple has just been spreading over his face during this conversation. Morgan grumbles something about, power being relative, but trying very, very hard, to not
What
have you
could you
overhear it.
do, Professor?
Out of game, the answer is fuck all. He has no powers left anymore.
No, he's just being a butt.
He can, yeah. His abrasive personality apparently was not a divine gift.
Unfortunately, he's probably
all him.
got that from his family.
He's just like this.
Just like
Yeah.
yes.
Winnie will add, but the last time the four of you went to an underworld, wasn't it? I mean, in danger? Wasn't it on fire?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were also gone a year.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's just there are some realities about visiting a plane separate from this one, from yours. And there are dangers. While I think we staved off some of the threat to my particular underworld, many of them seem to be struggling.
Yeah, just going off the top of my head, there's what, 15 or 20 main ones, if not more. Are they all on? God, I really hope not. I'm sorry, I'm bringing the vibe down tonight. Let's talk about underworlds and such some other time, I guess. I'm glad you're safe. And she squeezes Morning's hand. And she says that. Dee, you remember you still haven't called your mom.
Oh,
Yeah, I think she'll partially I think she's just gonna text for right now.
There's like a
All okay.
barrage of texts coming back. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Were you anywhere near the university tonight?
I think I think at this point it's like cat's out of the bag. I think it's like, yeah. God stuff. Everyone's fine. Bar is a little trashed, unfortunately, but everybody's okay. That's right.
She replies, if you're going to go out and do God stuff, in quotes, like your father, please let me know before you leave for anything so I don't get worried sick when I see that there's a disaster going.
It's like I think she's gonna be a little slightly defensive and just say, "We're going there for a meeting." I didn't think that they would send like whatever the hell that like a thunder god. So I'll have something on quick send just in case. Okay.
Yes, and the thunder god.
Yes. Raijin.
The Raijin? Lots of question marks.
I think so. Question mark. Exclamation point. And I think she's gonna say dot. But we mostly kicked his butt, so I think everything is okay.
Well, from what little videos I could see on the internet, yeah, it feels like it looked like someone had chopped a giant tree down.
Yeah.
Glad that you're safe. Where are you now?
Having a little meeting at a bar at she'll text she'll send like the map coordinates where it is, like we're over here, because the our favorite bar was unfortunately destroyed partially.
Try not to destroy this one. It's
Yeah.
a bit closer to home.
Yes. Definitely don't want 2 for 2.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you're safe. Do you know if Michelle is safe? It did happen near the university.
I think she'll send out a quick text like, yeah, everything good? Nothing.
Oh yeah, Michelle is just I think overtaken by the amount of videos and news coming out, and she just goes, did you see this? Did you know about this? Your
I think she'll say,
friend on TikTok keeps wanting videos of this, and it's going all over. And then there's like a freeze frame of a shot, and like she circled in yellow a
yeah.
very vague figure
Mhm.
that might be you.
Yeah.
Given where you were during the fight, it's like you were Kieran. And she just goes, that's you, right? I just know it.
Yeah, I was closer than I really wanted to, but everyone's okay. I'm glad you're okay. Damn, there's a lot of videos of this thing.
Yeah, there is. It's blowing up. Give me just a second. I have a cat issue.
Oh, okay. Oh no, kitty. No. Oh. Pink.
Kitty.
Kitty wants to go on a chair, but Kitty cannot jump on the chair by himself. Stay there. So yeah, Michelle is safe, but she's
Yeah. Yeah.
so killing Keijus. That's the other text she sends you. Killing Keijus is just something you're gonna do now.
I hope not regularly. That wasn't fun or anything.
And what happens if something like this happens and you're not around?
I really don't know.
There's
But
a lot of
there's
panic-faced emojis.
No, but there's more. I mean, I didn't fight it, so I mean there are others, friends and other people that can take care of these sort of things. I don't have to be there. Like everything doesn't necessarily require me being there, so.
All right, glad I have you on speed dial.
Yeah. It's like I just really want to just have a normal night. No, now it's like all this.
She's like, compared to you, my issues with this late paper are kind of moot in perspective.
Best not to think of things like that, I guess. It's
Yeah, I'll leave the monster killing to the
yeah.
monster killers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, good luck with the paper. Hopefully we can meet back soon when I'm less, busy.
Yeah, that works. You have a good night.
Yep. Night.
And after this quick exchange of text messages, while everyone else around the table is still talking about their ideas of underworld and where they could find entrance and all of that, we're just gonna take a quick break, and I will handle the kitty situation.
Uh-oh.
And I
Uh-oh.
will, well, and we will be right back, everyone. Just stick around about 5 minutes. Hey everyone, we are back. No, that's not true. 2 of us are back. 3 of us are back. Where's Morning?
Morning has broken.
Well, Morning is here with us, but not on the
What?
chat for some reason. Yeah, I think it's just a refresh issue. Give me a quick second.
Okay.
Burp, 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 burp. Hello?
Hello?
Wow, we can hear you. It's just
Okay.
oh, there we go. The video just showed up.
Great.
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah, OBS was not linking it
Silly.
in right away.
Here we go.
Okay. So, back at the bar. D, you've sent out your texts. The rest of the evening. How does the rest of the evening go, actually? How long do you plan on staying, talking? What's the game plan, folks?
Guess we need to figure out what our next step's going to be.
Another showering. Doing-
Oh wait, you're cutting off a lot.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Can you repeat that?
Well, I think we're gonna have since we're going to have to be on our own. We I think that's going to be a lot of scouring in the whoever online and you know standard ways, I guess.
You'll have to
So-
repeat it. Again.
It sounds.
so?
It's like
What the hell?
It sounds like you're underwater, and like
Okay.
occasionally you'll come through clearly, and then the next time you won't.
Whoa.
Yeah, that tracks. She'll be back. Hopefully, it'll work then.
Once more with feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Hello?
try like something a
Hear me?
little longer. Like say what you had for breakfast or something, like in a full sentence. Lynn, can you try saying a full sentence?
How's that?
We can hear you a bit better, yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Like a lot better, but can you say
No.
something longer?
I had to restart, like refresh the thing. But
There we
no,
go.
it's like well, since we're most decided that we are left to our own devices, it's probably going to be the unglamorous task of having to find things out, researching online, and on foot, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Well, we could take a well-deserved break for tonight.
I mean,
No
I'd be up for that. Tonight was a lot more than I initially bargained for.
Yeah, definitely getting underneath the radar after what happened earlier is not going to be a bad idea.
And also, I just think we kind of deserve it.
I mean, I also agree.
Yeah, we're tired. We have a lot of research and mysteries still ahead of us, and probably another trip to another plane. So, may as well get that rest in now.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, Morgan says we'll find some place to stay. Well, I still have my own. He looks to Yoshi and Dusk, and I guess you're invited if you need a place to stay. And Professor Odubda, you have my contact information, so
I'll be able to get a hold of you.
he grabs some money out of his wallet, puts it on the table, and says, "I will bid all of you a good night, and I guess thank you for not killing us."
So long as you behave.
We will. Yoshi goes, we will. Don't worry, we will.
I like it when they squirm.
And the three of them leave. Dusk just waves you good night.
Bye. See you soon.
Goodbye. Let me know when you can. The contract, the thing.
Yeah, and Thai food next time for sure.
Yes, food. Yeah. And she, trails off behind the other two, leaving just the five of you.
I think Dee's just going to like just do like put her head on the table. It's like, oh, I'm glad that's over. You know what? I think you're right. I'm absolutely wrecked. I wish I had that God thing where I could just do this and not feel tired, but that's not part of.
Not part of our job description yet.
Also, Winnie, have there been any good movies that came out in the past year that we just missed?
Let me see. Good movies. I didn't watch a lot of movies, TV shows. I read a lot.
Maybe
I
we
have
could
a
just
few
look
books.
up some reviews and see if there's a good one we'd enjoy. Nothing that'll make me cry. I want a break from, stress.
I'm certain there's a few comedies. Let me just check real quick.
Oh, you don't have to look up a movie, Simon.
No, but I just, out of curiosity, I'm like, oh wow, not necessarily the best. If we were to look at 2022, it's
Slim Pickens.
do you want to go watch Sonic?
Oh, fun.
No, but she'd be happy to, take a night off
Oh.
of all the divine stuff.
What month of the year is it?
I mean, we're in an alternate reality where there is now definitely probably a script being written about the fight that happened in the parking lot.
Sure, but we're in 2023 in this alternate universe?
Yeah, I assume you're in.
Great.
Let's say.
Let's just watch Bullet Train. Great movie. Total comedy. I hear great things about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
You could always ask JD. He's always watching TV.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And
He's probably
speaking
got
of
some
the
good
devil,
reviews.
the door to the bar opens, and JD comes in, all smiles and refreshed, awake, wearing the same things he always wear, that long jacket with the loose pants and the kind of dirty t-shirt.
I think D will turn her head. Her head, she's still head on the table on the table, just like it's over.
No, we're talking about movies now.
What's over? Have I missed anything? I feel like I've missed something.
Oh my god!
Other than battling a Thunder Titan from who knows where and having to fight off some zombies and trying to figure out how we're going to save the rest of the world. No, nothing's really been happening at all.
You battled a Titan.
We did battle a Titan.
Rajon, to be precise.
In what? Before you sent your message about meeting at the bar?
After.
Wait.
No,
No,
the battle was
before.
we sent it.
battle
no,
is
said
before.
we did it. Like it was before. Just like we sent your message
The text after.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, so you haven't battled the Titan in between the text message and now.
No, we definitely would have awoken you up if we were going to drag you to fight the Titan with us. This was just like a catch up with our enemies. But they left.
Okay, because I thought for a moment that had taken a very dark turn. And he pulls up a chair, plops down.
Well, does this bar have food? We could just eat something here really quickly before we get home. Here's some of JD's movie recs.
Oh yeah.
And pass the time so that he didn't come here for naught. Yeah.
So we'll have the basically camera pan to the outside of the bar as it pulls away. The bartender is bringing you like it's basically finger food.
Yeah, I mean that's perfectly fine.
And your little divine team is having a fun time, a fun evening of maybe the last. Wow, I had the perfect sentence. You're spending you're spending an evening of quiet times and pleasantries, which might be the last for a long time to come.
Doesn't seem ominous at all. Absolutely
no.
not.
Outside, the wind has picked up, starting to rain, and we will cut to the next day, I guess. I would like to know where.
Oh, I do want to say.
Yes.
I cuddled with Winnie on the couch if that was a possibility.
Well, that is one of the questions that I had for all of you is where do you... I mean, yes, we're going to cut to the next day, but where do you all stay? You did talk about going back to Sweden to Kieran's... Technically Kieran's place. But, like, is teleportation something you want to do? Winnie would be more than happy to have Morning come crash at her place. Well, with your mom's.
Yeah, I think well, if he no longer has a college apartment, so that's
Yeah. And Finball would probably find one of the hotels downtown and get himself a room for the night. With all that's going on, we all need some rest, and a rest from doing any kind of magic sounds real inviting right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that Morning probably tries to stay with Winnie. I mean, like, she doesn't have a credit card still. That's something she hasn't gotten in her many months on Earth. So it's not like she funnels, I think, most of her like donations from like Twitch and stuff into D's accounts. With your permission, Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
And then they like D helps like keep that budget separated because Morning still has not figured out how to handle like human paperwork.
Oh no.
Well, realistically, Morning really doesn't have a mailing address right now, right?
Box,
she doesn't have a mailing address or a birth certificate or a driver's license.
Yeah, there's like
like
a little bit hard to get a bank
nothing.
account.
I think this is something that maybe D has maybe tried is in the process of like fixing for Morning.
Forging papers.
Yeah, forging, absolutely.
Heck yeah. Yeah, just if that is okay with you.
I get the feeling that one of you probably has like a casual miracle to just change that.
I mean, I have the thing where it's like flawless thing for creation where I can just like make something and it's great. So I'm wondering if I could make that work.
I can enhance art, but I can't
can
create
also
things.
instantly forge a document just by claiming it is what you say it is.
Oh my god, amazing. Yeah, Kieran can help with that. But I think that Morning until this point didn't super realize that like that would be that necessary, especially since she kind of thought she was only going to be here for a little bit, and then it's turned out to be months and months and months, and she has actually gotten some money.
I think what was it like? I think D maybe got like the hint of maybe like I guess that if if D is managing some things, it's like, oh, there's definitely tax people looking out for for morning. It's like what? Like, I was like, oh
Perfect.
no,
Yeah.
oh no.
That's an ongoing project, but for now, does not have the funds to, like, pay for hotel room, but also wouldn't mind sleeping on Winnie's couch. So
And she's fine with you sleeping on her couch.
Oh God, do I have the thing? How does that work?
Yay.
Let me figure out how that.
Or in her bedroom if you wanted.
No, we just held hands for the first time today. Not ready. Absolutely mortified. Would be just turn beet red at that.
Oh my God.
But wants to sleep on the couch. Does want to cuddle during the movie. Wants to, like, slowly make some progress.
I got.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have this. I have an idea of like maybe like D has been giving morning like the she had because D has the thing of like unlimited wealth, and whenever it's basically like one time like it's like a until the balance is gone um like uh like credit card or whatever or money card. It's just like it's $10,000. So it's just kind of like, yeah, 10,000. I will swipe. So maybe morning's like figured like, oh, the money how money works has been kind of warped. It's like, oh, there's this thing. It was just like, it's fine. It's just like has $10,000 on it every time. It's fine.
Amazing.
I can do that every day. It's just like it's. D's not the money person, I guess, for the thing. Even though it's like incredibly passive, and she really doesn't have any idea how it works either. It's just like it's easier to work when you have $10,000 just appear out of nowhere. So if Finbar wants to stay in a really nice hotel, he can.
I mean, Kieran has Queen's Guard money, so he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finbar will be. He'll probably not get something. He's not going to go Waldorf Astoria kind of thing. He's going to go for something fairly simple where he can just look over. He's going to look over some of his notes and all that of all that's happened to try to see if he can put anything together on what the next steps are. Then otherwise, he's just going to. He may try to catch a Premier League game while he crashes and falls asleep.
And so the next morning, we'd have, the four of you wake up in different places. There's a text message from Professor Morgan, dated like last night at like 4:30 a.m.
Sorry, group text?
No, sent to
or just to
Finbar.
Great, cool.
Where he says, "Have started research." It might take a while, and he sends you a photo of kind of an out of focus picture, but like there's a stack of books and a full steaming teapot next to it. You notice that many of these books you recognize them, Finbar, anyway. There's the type of things that most of humanity would have discredited over time as being just legends and myths and blah, blah, blah. But that, especially in the type of work that you were doing, like those are... Some would call them, conspiracies or whatever, but those were like closer to the truth than the like more mainstream accepted like understanding of certain myths. And you notice like some of them are written in at least on the like spine, it's written in Gaelic,
Mhm.
Some are in English, and few of them are in Hindi. We're not quite sure how many languages Professor Morgan speaks, but he seems ready to put in all the effort.
Mhm. Yeah. I figure some of the research here is going to be a la Men in Black going to the National Enquirer for information rather than the Encyclopedia Britannica kind of stuff. So
Mhm.
so he's figuring that Morgan is using the right trail.
Cool. Sorry. As for the others, Morning and Winnie, you will be met with a kind of a like torn piece of paper on the dining table of like a list of movies and TV shows that JD has recommended. He is nowhere to be seen at the moment. He's not in the apartment. Winnie did tell you that, JD kind of crashed on the couch for a time, but sometimes he just leaves and comes back later. She thinks it's because he's broke, and that basically whenever he ends up with nothing left, he crashes at Winnie's for a time, gets some money, and then goes somewhere else.
Great.
He's weird.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah.
And as for D,
I think I was just gonna say, movie wise, I do think we go with Bullet Train because now that I've thought of it, that did come out in 2022. Solid movie, action movie. Morning would probably freaking love it, especially like the assassins in it. So well, it's mostly assassins. It's almost all assassins. Yeah, so would definitely would enjoy this movie. But does cuddles with Winnie, but then occasionally will like get up and then be like, "Oh my gosh!" and like almost knock the popcorn over.
um, any of the stunts, by the way, in that movie, like you can replicate.
Oh,
Like it's not like
heck yeah.
in a way you look at those humans and you're like, oh, that's cute that they need years of training to pull that off.
So cute. And sometimes it's just magic of camera work, but I can do that for real.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Um, D, you said you went back home, right? Or you used
Yeah.
the credit card? Okay.
Go back home.
Oh.
Good.
Your mom was still awake when you got home, still combing the internet for footage and news. And she will have a few questions for you, like late into the night.
Yeah.
One thing that you do learn from that conversation is, as far as Inari was concerned, they never really told much to your mother about all of that god stuff that she will now call it. To her, it was kind of vague. And now she's starting to think that every time Inari left was to go fight something.
Yeah.
But
So
it
I
didn't
think-
feel like Inari was much of a fighter.
Yeah, I think D is probably gonna partially explain. Like, it's probably had to do with more like mundane things that were important, but not like, I don't think it's necessarily a hard job to fight monsters. That's not like, I think she'll say that like she was mostly there to make sure that her friends weren't hurt. I think was the extent of it.
But
And also, yeah, like it's she's going to like kind of remind the fact that like, yeah, she herself doesn't know very much about the god stuff either.
So how does the whole prayer thing work?
um she'll feel like she'll think about like this is maybe the first time she stops. Like,
right?
I really don't know.
Because you've never, in your life so far, D, you've never had anyone genuinely pray to you.
No,
Also, that's a concept that's very, very weird.
that's a weird. That's like, that is some. That's gonna set up some personality issues if you ever thought about that. Honestly, it's like I should worry about people praying for me. It's like
Because like
yes.
that's something that your mom kind of has a lot of questions about, and you can sort of guess from all of that conversation that she's trying to see if like
It's not gonna be as fulfilling as she thinks it is. It's gonna be all like, I don't know. Never thought about that. Oh,
it's
It's gonna be-
it's more like have you or sorry, it's more like has all of the things that she's thought or said to Inari, like did your father hear any of this? Like that's basically what she's the feeling that you get
He's gonna
from
get a lot of
talking
like.
to her.
I think he's gonna get a lot of like quiet pauses. Like I don't know. Question mark. I think it's also gonna be the fact that like I think Dee's going to kind of like, or that her experience. This is like a real annoying job. What it's felt like so far to her. It hasn't felt like necessarily divine. It's just felt like basically just having a job and like stuff happens that is either scary or annoying or both at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, it's just it's interesting. I never thought to ask your father about any of this. He was very secretive.
I think maybe by design, but if I do find answers about this, if I find out there's like some like some things I should know, or if there's like a book I should know, I will let you know. But I think mostly I'm operating in the dark a little bit. No one's really like had a lot of guidance.
I looked around on the internet. There's not a lot about. Well, the one
I
things I could find about demigods, they're all about them pissing their parents off and then getting their comeuppance. In a way, like hubris. A lot of them is just hubris.
that's yeah. Well, in my case, it was less hubris and like me more like absent-minded and not really know what I'm getting into. So there we go.
Well,
I also did not know I'd be gone for a year, so I'll keep that in mind next time we go to an underworld, which actually we might be going to at a certain point. I'll let you know. Can I ask something also? Where's
yeah.
the stuff in the apartment? What happened to it?
You mean from your apartment?
Yeah.
It's in boxes. It's in your old room.
Oh, okay. Oh, thanks.
I
Sorry, it all had to.
They
What they
didn't
do?
give
They
me
just
a lot
they
of
just
time to go pack it
did they
up.
just
but
throw it out? Did they just like toss it on the? Oh, I'm sorry.
It's look. Knowing that my daughter is a literal goddess, the demi goddess. Anyway, you have no idea how mundane and petty that apartment issue is. Like, okay. To be fair, I was angry when it happened. I didn't know why you had suddenly decided to up and leave. I had a feeling there was something more to just you deciding to take a sabbatical in the middle of the year. But like in retrospect, my time that I took to do this, like it's nothing compared to anything you do in like a second of yours. So everything I can do to help you out, I will. If my goddess needs me to wash her clothes because they're full
I
of
think D like kind of like I think she kind of like shudders a little bit. It's like I don't want it to be like that. I just want, mother daughter thing. I don't want it to be, goddess, whatever that would be. I think she makes like, listen, like it's weird. I don't yeah.
Can you make either presence or manipulation and
Oh,
persuasion?
okay.
You
This is
choose which
impressive.
of
I
your
am not
stats.
being my mother. And what's the other one?
So the skill is persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay, there we go. I was looking on the thing. 5. There is my successes.
There you go.
There are-
Yeah, 5 successes. So part of that last bit of conversation was not your mom talking, and you
Yeah.
can feel it. It's fate working through your mother, trying to like solidify a role in your, basically in your own myth. It's humans don't have a whole lot of agency. You realize it now. The simple fact that you are in the vicinity, it immediately turns, your mom into a worshiper.
That sucks.
And by stating that you do not want her to be a follower, you want her to be your mom. Like for now, that's what it's going to be. You helped her supersede fate. And it's not that she's a victim of fate. It's the opposite. It's that you are. If you were out of the picture, your mom would have full agency.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that before you became a demigod. You're starting to realize it now. And she kind of, like if she was like shaking off a like sleep, she yawns and rubs her eyes and goes, "Oh, that was odd. Are you tired? I'm kind of tired." And she looks at the time. Oh gosh. Yeah, it's late. We should go to sleep.
Yeah.
And by the time you wake up the next morning, you smell breakfast.
Mm-hmm. I think it was the thing of like she went to sleep, but she kind of like stared at the ceiling for most of the night, so she like did not get it. She's like, she's gonna be just a little wrecked in the morning.
You that has power over health. I mean, you can choose to not be wrecked if you wanted to.
I don't know if it would necessarily like occur to her to like do that to like for something as like small, as small as like sleep deprivation or something like that.
Oh, that's fine. I just want you to like
Yeah.
use all of your casual miracles so that
Yeah.
you break reality. We're at 7 out of 10. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know, but like I think it occurs to D like that's not necessarily something she's only really used like her like healing stuff when people have been like hurt. So I don't think it's necessarily occurred to her that like
Yeah, those aren't casual miracles though. Those don't break reality.
yeah.
But those are the powers that you also actively use. Like it's not just a simple.
Yeah. You know what? We'll just like we'll just well I feel like stirring the pot. Let's just do that. Like it's a reflex or whatever. I think at that point let's just see.
Just by thinking that you hate not having gotten any sleep.
Yeah. Or it's like,
no
oh, I
rule for
feel
it.
like it's like, oh, I feel like shit. like, oh my god.
And all of a sudden you don't.
Oh no. Mm,
and food's ready.
yeah.
Um, and you know, when you walk into the kitchen, your mom's like, "I just want to make it known that I made this for my daughter. This is
Oh,
not an
thank you.
offering or anything.
Oh,
It's just breakfast."
okay. Now that. Okay. Didn't think
I'm
it.
freaking out.
Didn't think. I think these like I didn't think it was the other, but now that's on that. It's like okay, yeah.
You know, I want to clarify things. I think I said some
Yeah.
things last night that were a little weird. So,
No worries. A lot of weird things happened.
all right, sit down and eat.
Yeah.
And it's with all of these little tiny
Oh no.
mundane acts that we're going to close today's episode. Just, you know, catching a game on TV, watching a movie, having breakfast with your mom. Kieran off to do God knows what. Those are tiny gestures that mean a lot to humans, but might mean a lot in the longer term for those of you who might not catch a breather from now on. So yeah, that was the first episode of our last story arc. It's gonna be interesting. We're going
Oh,
to.
I think this is something D would definitely like want to talk to Finbar about. Just like you're the only one that has people regular like family that you've kept in touch with. So it's like
When we start our next episode, we'll have wherever the group wants to meet up, and we'll start there. And see what happens, because there's a lot of research on Morgan's part, and that's going to take some time anyway. He doesn't have divine powers to research a bunch of stuff at once. But we'll see all of that next session. Thank you everyone for coming today. Thank you players for taking time off of your Saturday to come play in this game of, well, for today, mundane storytelling, I guess.
Finbar, you should totally get under his skin. Say you don't have to sleep. I could research all night.
Players, yes, if you have anywhere that we can find you between now and next session, please let us know and give all the shout outs and all of the things where we can find you. We'll do same order as we did the intro, so we will start with D.
Hey everyone, I'm Lynn. Gremlin art pretty much everywhere. Major social media places where you can find my art and what games I'm doing throughout the week. And next, actually, it's something, but you can definitely catch the one-on-one session I did with Prax for the upcoming Carousel Court game on Prax 3004. It's a YouTube channel where we did character creation, and it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to get that started. It's messy, and I rolled decently well. I rolled really high magic, which is interesting. That should be fascinating.
Yeah, I think you're one of the highest magic groups
I think
of the
so, yeah.
player groups in there.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I rolled real like everything.
Give me just a second.
What?
There's someone knocking at the door.
Oh no. Yeah, I think everything.
Because I think only Pope's was higher.
Yeah, Pope rolled really well on his stuff.
There were some high NPC ones as well, but in talking about the actual player houses and all that.
Yeah, but I think
there's some real
disparity between the houses though.
Yeah.
Some got real.
I didn't roll at all today.
Oh wow.
No, today was
interesting.
not a whole lot of
roll day.
skill rolls today.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was saying that like my rolls ended up that like only magic went up. None of the bad events affected magic, so I ended up with a real high magic.
Ooh.
It's gonna make that one fun.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you for coming, Finbar.
All right, I'm Haka Kentucky Haka. You can catch me on my Twitch channel Monday nights. My daughter Bonnie and I are doing the Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, as we prefer to call it, the Further Adventures of Mouse Droid, where we've completed 7 of the 9 movies, and we've just got 2 more to go before we 100% those, and then just do the other areas as we try to 100% that game out. Tuesday nights is the weekly Skyrim serial, where I'm starting a new adventure with a Khajiit character named Rick A. LaFleur. He's going to be he's going to be doing some interesting adventures. He's going to have some interesting companions as well. Not to pop the bubble on that one too much. There's a little bit of pop culture involved with with his companions and all that, so that's going to be a fun one. And then Wednesday night is Grappler's Keep, our WWE 2K22 universe, where a number of DMs, GMs, and RPG players compete in a ring that we lovingly call the Dice Tray. We're 2 weeks away from our season-ending premium live event, Dice Mania, where all the belts are going to be out. We're going to have 14 matches in that, and that will be including Simon and I defending our newly acquired tag team championship belts. We are now the Advantage Roll Tag Team Champions, so we'll be defending those belts. And this will be the last. These will be the last shows of all the wrestlers you see there, because I will be doing a whole new cast, starting with when we finish Dice Mania and going to WWE 2K20, the 23 version of the game. All the wrestlers are made up, all the move sets and everything. Videos are all set and ready to go. We're just waiting for this season to end before we move on to a whole new cast of characters and all that. So if you want 2 more chances to see your favorite real life wrestlers in Grappler's Keep, like Renee and Hannah and Simon and myself, and Prax, who was mentioned earlier, she's a part of it as well. Got the couple more shows left to go on that. So otherwise, catch me here on Saturdays. Otherwise, RPG fanboy by day, or Cancer Cleric by day, RPG fanboy by night. My tongue's all tangled today.
That's all right. And morning.
Hi, I am Renee Rhodes. I have played Morning today. We both use she, her pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter at RayDNR, where I share everything that I am doing for the time being, as long as Twitter lives and I can bear it. I have a lot of things coming up, but mostly this game is the consistent thing I have going on. I have some good news that I'm not sure if I'm able to share yet, but hopefully we'll be able to very soon. You can keep an eye out on Twitter or listen here. I'm sure we will have a game and I will be able to share it soon. But I also am getting a little bit more involved on TikTok. I'm streaming on my own channel again, so you can find me on Twitch at RayDeanne, or you can find me on TikTok at Ray_DN. But full disclosure, most of what I've been doing there is like Honkai Star Rail inspired makeup looks. So also cats. They're cats there. So come hang out, see what's going on. Check out everyone else's socials because they may have more going on than me, and they're very cool people.
Well, you definitely have more going on socials than I do, because I've barely been on social media lately. But thank you for coming. As for me, so we'll be back here next week for Scion and Montreal by Night, our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicles on Mondays. We'll pick back up on May 29th. Delaying it by 1 week due to real life situation. But yeah, we're back for our 3rd season, basically in in 2 weeks. So we'll be back for season 3 in 2 weeks, and here next week for some more Scion. So thank you very much for coming, everyone, and we will see you in 7 days. Bye bye.